Yes, liveoddsportsbookreview.com. NFL now. Falcons hit the road to take on the Eagles. Atlanta 250 the total. Highest scoring offense in the NFL, led by Maddie, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. They are 4-1 on the road. They are playing for the 10th straight week. They have the bye coming up after this one, Teddy. They lead the league in yards on offense, yards per play, 6.8, and it's a huge gap.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's start with the 10th straight week. That's generally a negative scheduling spot. But remember, they didn't play last Sunday. They played last Thursday against Tampa. So they did get a few extra days of rest prior to this week, and then they get the week off next week. But we have to talk about this. I mean, Atlanta's a pretty clear MO right now. They have an average defense, and they have a great offense. Number 1 in the NFL at yards per play, 6.8. No other team's above 6.2. But look at this chart right here. 6.8 is off the charts good. In the last 6 years, nobody's been that high. And in most of those seasons, in fact, only once in the last 6 seasons, has a team been even within a half yard of what Atlanta has been able to achieve over the first half of the campaign. So we have to expect at least some offensive regression. The defense, 5.6 yards per play allowed. That's number 17 in the NFL. They're an average D.
The Eagles, yes, and now 3-0 at home, though. They played their best football at home, beat the Vikings, blew out the Steelers. Offense, 23rd at 5.3 yards per play gained. Defense, 11th. What do you think if the Eagles can rebound here? We've talked about it the last 2 weeks, Teddy. These wide receivers can't get open. Turnovers are happening, and Peterson's not doing a good job with play calling either.
Sure. I mean, the Eagles are mediocre. The stats say they're mediocre. They're 4-4. They have a mediocre record. They are, as you mentioned, undefeated at home. But something happened last week, and it's not going to jump out in any box score. You know, really, you'd have to kind of comb through it. But we talked about Philly not having receivers, and then all of a sudden they signed this guy, Bryce Treggs. He had 2 catches for 69 yards in his first game. This was an undrafted rookie free agent, but he's the only wide receiver for Philadelphia that can run a 4.40. He can get down the field. The offense got blamed for being conservative early in the season, but now Wentz has Treggs. Quote, anytime you got a speedster like that, it can change what a defense has to prepare for. So it'll be interesting to see how we can use him going forward. Anytime you got a speedster, it can change the dynamic. And all of a sudden last week, an Eagles offense that hadn't been able to power the football downfield, all of a sudden you're seeing 30-yard gains, 25-yard gains, 35-yard gains again and again. That's a difference maker for Philadelphia. They need some of those big play opportunities.
Does the spot scream Philly?
It does. I mean, my power number favored Atlanta. And at first glance for this game, I'm like, you got to be looking at the Falcons here. Less than a field goal. I know they're better than the Eagles, but, and this is what the markets were reacting to. We talked about it a little bit earlier. We talked about the NFL late week line movers and the money coming for Philly. It's a miserable spot for the Falcons. They're coming off the big win over Green Bay and then a big divisional win. They have the bye on deck. Natural exhale. Meanwhile, Philadelphia is off tough loss. They're back home, 4-2 a couple weeks ago. Now they're 4-4. They're trying to save their season. Only one of these two teams is capable of playing with desperation here, and that team is the home dog. So, yeah, I think Atlanta's the better of the two squads, but not this week. Philly or pass for me.
Hey, guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Go to sbrodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.